Welcome to the Kiwimana Day. Hi everyone, this is episode number 17. Take it away, Gary.
That's right, this is the Kiwimana Buzz, and this is Gary here, and that's Margaret there before, and this is the show where we talk about beekeeping.
And here now.
Yeah, beekeeping, gardening, and life.
Life, eh?
So how's it going there, Margaret? How's life on Kiwimana HQ?
It's very hot at the moment. We've got such beautiful weather, and yeah, although it's autumn, we had 35 degrees out there, and that's Celsius, and it was roasting, and we've got a few bees that are bearding out on their deck. So, enjoying the sunshine just like us.
Are they having gin and tonics, or just, is it mead?
It's mead.
Oh, okay.
Indeed.
Yeah, because yesterday I spent the day treating the bees, and it was so hot I think I got a bit of sunstroke, so I wasn't too well today. So that wasn't very good. But
no, it wasn't, because he was home all day.
Yes, indeed. And the we've treated all the hives with oxalic acid and other ones with apilifar, and those ones seem to be bearding quite badly. But it's just one hive, isn't it? All the other ones seem okay. So it's a bit strange.
There's about 3 of them that are bearding quite a bit. I just think it's a combination of the heat, and when we did the treatments last year, we're using the same product. They did beard anyway, so I think it's just a part of that type of treatment. Whereas with the vaporizer treatment using oxalic acid, they haven't reacted at all.
Yeah, they've been very good this week, so it's been fantastic. But
we also, after that, I actually was doing a honey extraction, so we've got a few jars of honey now, so that's nice for us.
Yeah, that's great.
Our first one since last season, because last year we left the honey on the hives for the bees, so it's nice to have our own honey again.
Absolutely. And it's good to report that most of the bees now have got plenty of honey for winter, so that's fantastic. And in New Zealand at the moment we're moving into autumn, so that's why we're doing the treatment now, to reduce the amount of mites on the bees.
Yeah, and we've seen a bit of evidence of deformed wing virus around the apiary. And on the lawn I've seen a few, so the bees are definitely cleaning out. Yeah,
it's sad to see them like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is, but I think it's good that they're getting removed, so the bees' housekeeping is really good, so that's great.
Absolutely. So, moving on to the news, relating to New Zealand, is the Sun Live, the newspaper down in, I think it's Tauranga, they actually mentioned about toxic honey risk is rising in New Zealand. And this is related to the Tuten toxins in our honey, because of the fact that there's currently a drought, so the people need to test their honey. Yeah,
we got a couple of emails that was sent out by the NBA, the National Beekeeping Association of New Zealand, just stating that the risk is a lot higher this year because of the weather, and that we need to be very vigilant on getting our honey tested, especially if we have extracted honey after the 31st of December. So, yeah, that's something that all beekeepers need to keep an eye on at the moment, and Hills Laboratory can do that.
Yep, absolutely, or your local bee club. A lot of commercial people, by law, you need to test it if you're going to sell or give it away. So think about that, guys, especially at this moment. Because you saw some the fluffy bums the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't even... vine hoppers or something?
Yeah, vine hoppers.
Yeah, I'm taking some photos, so I'll do a little thing about that at some stage.
Yeah, because there's probably tooting around this area. It's a popular plant that hangs around rivers and streams.
Yeah, and when the bees get hungry, they go to the vine hoppers, and the secretions that they give off, the bees will feed off the actual insect. So it's not the plant itself that has the toxin, it's the vine hoppers that whatever process they do, they produce that nectar, and that's what the bees are feeding off.
Well, the plants do have the toxin. It's just that the bees don't eat it directly, do they? Because it's actually within the vine, yeah.
I mean, we talked about it on our last podcast about the elephant that ate it.
Yeah, that's right. That was episode 14, wasn't it? Because we've had two kiwimana chats in between this one and that one.
Yeah, been busy, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been talking to Beer Country Bees. It was episode 15, and Phil Chandler and Kevin Ingram on episode 16. So, yeah, check those out if you get a chance. And good news from England, we've got garden centres are actually going to be removing insecticides harmful to bees from their shelves.
Woohoo!
Well, that's great, isn't it? Like 60 stores across the UK have pledged to remove a harmful stream of insecticides. And this is the neonicotinoid variety of pesticide. So that's great news from England. So all New Zealand garden centres, please have a read.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. Interestingly, today we were watching a garden program, and one of the sponsors was Yates, and you know, Yates have been around for a very long time. I remember them even when I was younger. You know, they used to sell a lot of seeds and gardening books and things like that, and on the ad on the TV they were saying, oh, you can get Maverick, and Maverick is bee friendly. So I went and had a look on Google and found that they have Maverick on there, but on the internet the actual specifications say that it's actually low harm to bees. So if they can't get it right, I just don't know, and I doubt that it is not harmful to bees in my view.
Well, no, I mean any pesticide's harmful, isn't it, basically?
Well, it is, and then the fact sheet that was attached to it talked about it being toxic in water and harmful to water life, and I'm thinking, well, that just means it's harmful. That's the bottom line. Yeah, we touched on this with the talk with Phil Chandler, didn't we, on the podcast, and that was quite interesting because he, and I think it's March the 24th, the European Union are going to have a vote to ban neonicotinoids in the European Union. So we will watch with bated breath with that. But unfortunately, it sounds like England isn't going to vote for that. So that's sad. Yeah, that is a shame because, that would be quite a coup if they could all get together and try and work on something that's more helpful to gardening. Whereas they're always thinking of the bigger agricultural type companies, you know. And I think that's where the issues are. It's those companies that are driving all the other things that are going on, and it's a wider effect, in my view.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and in coming more news here from Mississippi, there's actually, their officials there are actually saying they're prepared for Africanized bees. So apparently Africanized bees haven't arrived in the state yet, and the city state officials are prepared for them. So that's good news, isn't it? And the
what does that mean in actual fact? They're prepared.
Oh, I guess they've got some kind of like response unit, and they've got some have some knowledge about how to handle them, because Africanized bees are a lot more vicious than normal honeybees, and they need to be dealt with a lot differently than a normal swarm. Okay, so are they saying that there's going to be swarms coming or something? What is the reason for them having to do this? The reason is probably because Africanized bees actually kill people. If they actually sting someone, they actually multiply sting them. Not the actual bee, but the actual whole colony will attack them. So are they coming up through the weather fronts, or how are they actually? I think they're moving up through the state, probably swarming and moving up. Oh gosh, that's terrible. I think last year they got as far as Atlanta, which is really cold. But I think they all died off over winter, luckily. Okay. We watched an interesting show about Jimmy, from the UK, who was the pig farmer, and he went to where was it? Oh, Nepal. Nepal, to help them collect honey there, and that was quite interesting. Gosh, the
the bees are all like hanging off the side of a cliff, and then the beekeepers climb down and on ropes, cutting out the comb and everything, and it was really interesting, eh?
Yeah, it was incredible, and they were huge bees, weren't they? They're like Asian bees or something. Yeah,
and Jimmy was really good. He actually did it and achieved it. He said it's really hard, but he did it. So well done, Jimmy.
Yep, absolutely. So that's great news. And another great news, the podcast is becoming really popular, so thanks a lot, guys, for supporting us.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And it looks like United States of America has actually passed New Zealand for downloads.
Awesome.
So come on, New Zealand, you've got to get up there.
Yeah, lift your game.
And the third country is United Kingdom, fourth being Canada, and the fifth still Australia. So that's pretty good, isn't it?
Indeed, it is.
And we've got some feedback actually from for some of our listeners. So should we read those now? Since
that'd be good. Podcast.
We've got a reader from, I'm not sure where he's from. I think he's from Connecticut actually, according to what he's saying here. It's Buzzy Bees saying this is a worthwhile podcast to live vicariously through the summer beekeeping season from New Zealand, while we suffer for the cold, snowy winter months here in New England, Connecticut. So that's great, isn't it? That's
excellent.
4 stars.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. And we've also got one from Bryce, and he's one of the people from the Bear Country Bees. Sorry, he's saying the Kiwimana Buzz is a great podcast featuring many different beekeepers from around the world. Many of these experienced beekeepers share their struggles and difficulties in beekeeping, along with the success and joys of being a beekeeper. The guys with Kiwimana were good enough to host Bear Country Bees, our family beekeeping business, on the episode. Great podcast with lots of great beekeeping information. Really great people too.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can leave us some feedback, that'd be awesome, guys. Just set up an account on iTunes and go to your iTunes page and leave a review. I think you can actually go kiwimana.co.nz/iTunes, but I think that goes to the New Zealand site, so you might need to change it to the American one if you're from another country. So thanks, guys, for doing that.
What about our local feedback? You just made a whole lot of macrocarpa boxes and some other bits and pieces, and you got some feedback from that.
Oh yeah, someone was saying that our mesh boards are fantastic, and they like the hives as well. So that was great news, wasn't it?
Well done, Gary.
Oh, that's
all
great.
Handmade and built by him.
Yeah, Kiwi made. So
yay!
That's good. That moves on to our next story, doesn't it? About
does
kiwis being dumped for Chinese toys. And this is about actually the Department of Conservation in New Zealand has actually decided to purchase Chinese toys instead of New Zealand made ones because they're actually cheaper. So this is sad, isn't it, for New Zealand business?
I think so. And they had a lovely lady from who's a local Kiwi, and she said she's been making souvenirs for Doc for quite some years, and they use possum fur for some of the toys, which is great because possums in New Zealand are regarded as a pest because they are so they threaten our native animals and trees, and so they are encouraged to be hunted and removed from the forest. So she said it's like a bit of a link between conservation and the souvenirs, and they work well together.
Well, it's a good situation, isn't it? The possums are a pest, so they can use the fur for them for the souvenirs. So it's a great idea.
Yeah, and the thing that was funny, because they interviewed a guy who was from the UK, and he says, no, he doesn't want to buy something that's made from China because he wants it made by New Zealanders, from New Zealand stuff, and that if he wanted to buy it, he could probably buy something made in China in the UK anyway.
Absolutely.
And we found the same when we travelled, that you can go and buy the same sort of things and souvenirs over in England that we were selling here downtown as Kiwi souvenirs.
Yep. Absolutely, and that's our one of our philosophies at kiwimana is we try and support local people. So we try and buy products from local people to give to sell to local people.
Yeah, and we got a new product.
Which
was made by a Kiwi person, and we've got a few products now that are all made by local Kiwis, and we promote them and use them and field test them, and if they meet the criteria, then we put them on our website. So, if you guys have got anything that you think we could use in terms of beekeeping or gardening, we'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely, and the product we've got is a frame holder, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've used them, quite a bit, because they're so handy. You just put it on the side of the hive, and then you work the hive, and you can put some frames up there when there's lots of bees to give you some space. So, absolutely essential.
It's much better, because if you leave them leaning against the ground, you sometimes pick up stones and mud from the ground, and it's not good for the bees.
Sometimes you kick them, and they get damaged, and you don't really want that to happen, and keeping them up off the ground is a really good idea.
Yep, absolutely. So hopefully we'll get that on the website before this podcast is released. I can get that sorted for you guys. So they're going to be for sale pretty soon.
Yeah.
They're pretty solid things, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really good. I think they'll be an essential part of your beekeeping kit, that's for sure. Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, and in frame holder news, we actually found one of ours on the other apiary, didn't we? It's been sitting in the grass for about 3 weeks. It's been missing for a
while. We couldn't find it because the grass had grown so high that you couldn't even see where it was.
Yep, absolutely. I think I might paint that one red.
Oh, you might not see it.
No, it's true. And another story, we'll try and add a clip here, but I'm not sure if we can do that. We'll if not, it's on our website. It'll be under kiwimana.co.nz/17. We had a story here that we saw on the internet about a lady that's addicted to stinging herself with bees.
I really love stinging myself with bees.
Margaret has been addicted to bee stings for the past 10 years.
Okay.
Her addiction started innocently as a way to relieve her arthritis. But what started as an occasional prick of pain for medical reasons has spiraled into 15 stings a day.
That's a strange thing, isn't it?
Yes, and remember that this isn't any relation or family member of ours.
Oh, but her name is Margaret.
Indeed.
So it wasn't you then. I thought it was you.
Ha 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 ha.
Anyway, you have to see it to believe it. Apparently there's a TV show in America called My Strange Addiction, and she was featured on there. So it's, strange is one word.
You go and have a look at it, guys and girls, and
have a laugh.
Have a bit of a laugh at that one. It's quite interesting, and just shows you how, people will pick up things and interpret things in different ways. But, she keeps bees, but she also kills them. So I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, it's a strange video, isn't it? And then at one point she's actually crying because she's upset she's killing the bees. I go, well, just don't bloody kill them then. I mean...
Indeed. Well, she's saying that it helps her arthritis, and, who are we to argue that?
I don't think that was the case. I think she just liked them.
Yeah, she did. She had arthritis in her hands and her joints, and she said that it was helping her.
Oh, okay. I thought she just did it for pleasure.
No, she did it because she says it makes her feel better. She says that she feels a lot happier after having it. Anyway, have a look at the video.
Yeah, have a look at the video and see what you guys think. And in other bee news is there's been an article. Apparently the bees use the force to find the best flowers. Apparently they can actually sense the electrical field around a flower, and that's how they find the best flowers. And I always thought it was they detected the best flowers by ultraviolet light, or the ultraviolet spectrum, but they reckon they use the electricity of the flower.
That's interesting. There must be some sort of energy, electrical energy coming from the flowers, and that wouldn't surprise me, because don't we all have that kind of force within us?
The Jedi Force?
No.
Oh, okay.
But let the force be with you.
Well, we had a recent census here in New Zealand, and I said I was a Jedi. Did you not say that?
I said nothing.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Sometimes the best things are left unsaid.
Yes, indeed. And other popular pages or posts on our blog this month were our article, Beekeeping 101. So that's good, eh? I'm glad people are reading that. It took a long time to write, so it's great that people are actually looking at it. So if you've got anyone that's into, wants to keep bees, get them to have a look at that. It's under kiwimana.co.nz/beekeeping-101. And it's just like the 6 steps to how to get started in beekeeping.
What about what we're doing at the moment? I mean, we've treated our bees and, we've been emailing our bee buddies just to keep them up to date with what they should be doing and, sharing information about the Tūtin risks and, just letting people know that it might be a bit late in the season to do any splits because, we just don't know in the next few weeks how the weather might change. Apparently we're getting a bit of a weather front over, but there's no guarantees of that. And, with the method that we use, it takes the queen, about 5 weeks to get, to where she has to be. And if the weather's not too good, then she may not get mated. So you're, in effect probably lose, half your hive.
Yeah, I think it's much too late to do splits now.
Yeah, I
opinion.
agree. I think the focus at this point should be getting all your honey off that you want for your own personal use.
Yeah.
And then doing your inspections and do your monitoring of your mite levels, then treat, and then do another inspection to check the levels, and then monitor regularly across winter just to make sure, because in New Zealand our temperatures aren't as severe as in other countries, so we still have the possibility of brood in the hive through our winter period, so we just need to keep an eye on that. And we encourage all our bee buddies to monitor regularly.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the mites can take off on you quite quickly.
Yeah, we had that, eh?
Yep. And some observations of the weekend, that Apulifar is a good product and everything, but it's a lot, I must say, it's a lot easier using the Robinson vaporizer.
Oh, it's, I was just watching you work the hives, and it was just put the vaporizer in, especially with the kiwimana mesh board. It just was so easy. You didn't interfere with the flight path of the bee because you were doing it from behind the hive box, and there was no issues with that. You didn't have to open the hive or lift everything off. And yeah.
Absolutely.
So it was, and then we'll do it again
next week, and then the weekend after. So you do it for 3 weeks. So it's going to be a busy time, and I'm hoping that the weather's not going to be as bad. They're talking about a typhoon is in the Pacific Islands at the moment, and they reckon it might come down to here, but not in the same force. But they're predicting rain for the weekend, so that's going to be bad, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's
hard to do the opening highs when it's pouring down the rain.
It is.
We'll have to just
just depends. That's what they think may happen, but the weather's been quite settled, hasn't it? So who knows what will happen. But even in today, they were closed Wellington Airport because there was the heat. Yeah, the heat exchange with the what is it? The Cook Strait.
Yeah.
Created a big misty cloud, and they had to close the airport. So, in New Zealand, we get 7 seasons in one day, really.
Yeah, well, there's a saying in Auckland, if you don't like the weather, just wait half an hour.
Absolutely.
So that's good news.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Another other thing on the weekend, I went to the Auckland Bee Club. They had a honey show on, and they had a guy called Murray Reid speaking. And also Dallas from Dell's Pollination. He's a queen breeder. But Murray Reid is famous for writing the practical guide to beekeeping in New Zealand.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic book. We do have it available on our website as well, because we think it's absolutely, so helpful, eh?
Well, I think it's good because it's written for New Zealand conditions, so...
Yeah.
So that was an interesting talk he gave. So that was an interesting day. And they also had a big Buzzy Bee, didn't they?
Yeah, it looked pretty big.
It was huge. So if you go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/kiwimanabuzz, you can have a look there on the... there's a picture of the Buzzy Bee.
Oh, and it's so gorgeous.
But unfortunately, I couldn't get a ride on it, because they closed down the rides before I could get on there.
Oh, no.
I was so busy talking to everybody.
You were just gutted when you got home, weren't you?
It was sad. I was crying for a bit, but I got over it. But yeah, no, it was a good day, eh? I enjoyed it. And Sunday, as I said, I was treating the bees, and that's when I got some sunstroke. And
she was hot. She was really hot out there, that's for sure.
Yep, so I'm still tired now, so it might be time to wrap up the show, eh?
Yeah.
And
okay.
So thanks everyone for coming along.
Thank you.
And and great, and thanks everyone for listening to us. And check us out next month. We'll have a new one out. Cheers, guys.
And keep checking our blogs and our podcasts as they come up, and subscribe to us, and then you'll get everything come straight to your inbox, and you can go and have a good look at what we're writing about and blogging about.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, we have got a mailing list on the website. If you want to subscribe to that would be great. It's if you just go to our kiwimana.co.nz, or if you want to email us, it's info@kiwimana.co.nz. Cheers, guys.
See ya.
Oop, sorry, I actually forgot to tell you guys something. On the 23rd of March in Auckland, there's going to be the second annual New Zealand Natural Beekeeping Conference. It's held in Ramarama, and if you like to come along, we actually will be speaking along with Janet Luke. So if you'd like to come along, it's kiwimana.co.nz/conference, or I'll put it in the show notes under kiwimana.co.nz/17. So thanks, guys. I hope to see you all there. If you come along, make sure you come along and say hi to me. Cheers, bye.